November 9th, MRH Middle School Principal Michael Dittrich experienced a unique program like no other. Dittrich was invited to stay on the USS Carl Vinson, a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, as a part of the military's influencer program.
So the program I participated in was the U.S. Naval Forces Distinguished Visitor Program, and it gives opportunities to civilians to see what the Navy has to offer, and see the technological advances that they have, and capability. I was very lucky that during my embark, I was on the USS Carl Vinson while they were in the middle of war games. So they were being attacked by this fictitious country, but being able to sit on the bridge of this 4.5 acre ship and see F-18 Super Hornets taking off and landing, and watching how everybody on this ship just works so cohesively was just, I came away with even a larger sense of pride than I already have for our military, in seeing just how well oiled they are. So how I was picked for the program, an ambassador from the U.S. Naval Forces spoke with our superintendent, Karen Hall, about having somebody from our district participate and apply. So she said that this was more like the metaphor at the middle school as expedition, and to be able to learn by doing and going and being on this ship for, or this embark for 36 hours. So there was an application process, and that had to go through certain people, and in the end I received an email and a phone call that I was going to be attending, and definitely an experience I would tell anybody that had an opportunity to definitely take advantage of. So the experience on the USS Carl Vinson was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to rub elbows for 36 hours on an aircraft carrier and see the amazing work that the U.S. Navy and the Marines that were on board were doing. It was just an amazing experience, and something that I don't know if I could recreate.
So that's my bed, and that's what it sounds like when planes take off.
What did I learn from my experience? A lot of what I saw took me back to some trainings here at MRH. We went through some trainings called systems thinking. So the ability to look at the big picture, which was amazing to watch everybody on the ship that we spoke with. They were able to look at the big picture of what was the mission at hand, but not just that, but knowing the interdependencies between the different groups. So I was able to go into the ready room, and they knew exactly what they had to do with the fuel people and the munitions people and the shooters on deck, that were launching the planes. And so just seeing how everybody knew what those interdependencies were and how they needed to support each other, it really made me come away looking at just the amazing communication that they had on this ship. My favorite memory from the trip, I would say it's meeting the people. There were so many amazing people on this ship. From Stuart Phillips was our host for a couple days, and he was showing us around the ship, and he was part of the U.S. Navy. Another great experience was I met a helicopter pilot. I believe her last name was Baugh. And to find out, when we're always looking at opportunities and equity, and knowing that 40% of the pilots in her squadron were women. And then knowing as a middle school principal that the age in which girls tend to shy away from STEM is middle school. It was just really inspiring to see that there was this unit of helicopter pilots, and 40% of them were women. And that was exciting for me, not only as a principal, but as the dad of a 6th grade girl in this district. To be able to come home to her and say, Madeline, there were female pilots everywhere, not just for helicopters, but for F-18 Super Hornets and C-2 Greyhounds. It was just amazing to see the opportunities for women, but also seeing the diversity of the ship. Seeing that not only were there people there from all 50 states, but there were people there from different, religions and backgrounds and cultures, and that to me just coming away just seeing the opportunities in the Navy regardless, is we were able to go on deck, and I was about 45 feet away from F-18 Super Hornets taking off and landing. And being able to be 45 feet away, and these F-18s are coming down and catching the traps, and which is like this wire that runs across, and they're doing approximately 110 miles an hour, and you stop in under 2 seconds. So I was able to do that on a C2 Greyhound. We actually flew out to the boat, or to the island as they call it, but fly out to the island on a C2 Greyhound. We're doing 106 miles an hour, catch the wire, and we were stopped in 2 seconds. And the weird part is the seats actually face backwards on a military plane. And then launching, they actually hooked us up to a catapult system, steam powered. So there I was able to take some video to bring back to school around transfer of energy. So Mr. Henske I know is very excited about that, and Ms. Canning's excited about that. But going from 0 to 128 miles an hour in less than 3 seconds and catapulting off the deck of a ship. I'm not a big roller coaster guy, but I can tell you I don't know if I would find a roller coaster that would equal that opportunity.
This was an exciting opportunity for one of MRH's own. If you see Mr. Dittrich in the hallway, ask him about his memorable adventure. Thanks for watching.